Good morning, stamping friends. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a great Easter weekend. We sure did. We spent some time in Atlanta, and to tell you the truth, I am just running on caffeine and adrenaline here. We did such an early flight that it was almost like a red eye for the Arizona time zone and then the 3-hour times difference. So you are just going to see my hands today. Oh my gosh, I look like I have been up all night, and so I can't even show my face. But anyway, I just want to share with you my class to go, because today is the deadline for this class and it's not too late. You can still sign up today. Just a reminder, there are going to be 6 projects in this class, and one of them is this cute little box that holds all the cards if you want to give this as a gift. And I did show a sneak preview of this card. Isn't that fun? It's that boho rainbow with thanks. I love the Amazing Thanks dies. And this product is an add-on, and so it's something that you can add to your order. And let me share with you what's included. You're going to get a full pack of this basic white note cards and also rainbow glimmer paper, which is used on a couple of these projects. Also the seam binding ribbon, which I thought I had a picture of these. I guess I don't. Oh, maybe it's on this side. Here we go. The seam binding ribbon. Then we have the basic rhinestone jewels, which you can color with Bermuda Bay. However, if you already have Bermuda Bay blends, you can substitute any color for that. So just look in your stash and see if there's maybe a color that you're missing or would like to get, and we'll just substitute that. And I use mostly the foam adhesive strips on these projects to give it a bigger pop. And then this beautiful rainbow glimmer paper. This is just gorgeous. You're going to love this and get a lot of use out of this. And then I also have the optional add-ons. You might already own the stamp set and dies, so you can still get in on this class because this is what's included in the class, but this is an add-on. Also, I used embossing folders on here and the thanks die, Amazing Thanks. This is basic borders that we're using. We use that on this card. And then also the cloud punch, and you can also get the multi-purpose liquid glue in dimensionals as well, although I didn't have room for that graphic. So anyway, that's what's all included here. The class fee is only $54. You'll get the 6 projects, and it's only $48 if you want to pick it up at my home. So just remember, today is the deadline on that. Now, we are going to create a project using some of the things that's in this class, and I just like to show how versatile this bundle is, the stamps and dies and some of the other products. And I'm grabbing some designer series paper that is only good until the end of the month, and you can really use this project with any paper, but I just chose it because I'm going to use this gingham over here. I really love the subtle colors in here, and it's fresh freesia. This is the soft succulent and pale papaya. So what we're going to do is I cut some rectangles here. Let me grab my ruler so I can tell the exact dimensions. These are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I put all 3 of these papers together. And because designer series paper isn't quite as thick as cardstock, we can run this through in one swipe. So what I'm going to do is just put this down layered, and then we will put our die on top, and we're going to use the largest rainbow on this one. And it'll fit perfectly in there. And then just get the top layer of the sandwich that we're making, and then just run that through. Whoops, sometimes it backfires on you. You need to get it going a little bit first and then just wind it through. I always say it's like playing Barbies because this machine is so small. Hopefully it didn't pop off the end. And look at how it cut all 3 of these layers in one swipe. I didn't even have to go back and forth. All right, now let me move this to the side. And now I'm going to get out all these pieces. Now, because we're using, 3 different papers, we can make 3 different rainbows, because we'll just interchange the different sizes. However, they didn't have a 4th color, so I'm actually only going to use 3 colors for this rainbow. And also, I'm going to be building it on the note cards that come in with this class. And so this is a little bit smaller anyway, so it's not really going to matter that it's that we're missing one of the strips in the rainbow. But before we start building on this, I am going to make my own background, and what I'm going to do is use the cloud punch And this is an add-on in this class. And do you guys have like a bin like this filled with all your white scraps? You just never know when you might need some. Like, look at this, I even ruined that. So I even put that in there because you never know when you need a little snippet. So what I tried to do is I made a card that had all these little corners and they kind of get in the way in my scrap box. So this is a good way to just use up all these because, I mean, look at it, it's still perfectly, you know, fine piece of white cardstock, and you never know when you need small pieces. So I'm just going to use this up. I think I'll cut maybe 4 of these. This is just basic white. We don't need the thick for this one because, like I said, we're just going to make our own background paper. And then I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I know I'm going to get glue on things. So this way, if it splurts out, it won't really matter. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to randomly put these on the background, and it doesn't really matter where you start. We're just going to offset them, and you may want to layer some, put some upside down. And I just thought that I would kind of make my own background because with every rainbow, there's usually clouds that came before or after. And so that's what we're going to do because there will be a little bit of space to fill in here. And we'll do one upside down too. All right, that's pretty good. Now, what we'll do is just trim off all of that excess. I love using this kind of technique, I guess you'd call it, for backgrounds. And I love tone on tone. So it's just really easy to do if you don't know exactly what to do on your background. I know I did one years ago with when our ice cream punch first came out, and I did a whole ice cream scoops and cones for the background. That was kind of fun. All right, you might get a little bit of glue on your scissors, but those are easy to clean off. I use Goo Gone for mine. All right, so it is kind of hard to see, but you can see a background going on here. Now, just choose whatever order you want for your rainbow. Now, you have to decide if you want the largest one and you'll skip the middle one, or if you want to have the smaller one and skip the larger outer one. I think I'm going to skip the larger outer one, so I need to get the second one. So I'm going to come in like this. And what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to do some different dimensions just to add a little bit more interest to this. So let me grab my, these are sticking together, my dimensionals. And I use the outside pieces like this too. Some people throw theirs away, but I like to use every inch of my dimensionals because it all sticks the same. And we'll just put about 3 of those on there. And I just nip mine off a little bit smaller. So the first one's going to go right here, line up the bottom and the top like that. Now the next one, whoops, let me put one more in there. You might have to add a few more just because it's kind of an arc and you don't want it to be sagging anywhere. We want this whole thing to stick up. There we go, that's better. Now the next one is going to be, I think we'll do the green one. And this one's going to be just straight on the card and not with any dimensionals because we want 3 different heights in this rainbow. Again, this is going to be hard to see from camera, but you'll have to trust me on this. So you can see this one is popped higher, and then you can probably guess what this last one is going to have. And we are going to grab our foam adhesive strips, which is another product that will be included with this class. These are really nice because you don't even have to snip them down. It's just going to be a nice big piece, and it will even go with the curve here. I guess I should have made it a little bit bigger. Whoops, and then I put it on the wrong one. I want the pale papaya one, so that came off pretty easy. And then let me trim just a little bit more. And like I said, you can make more than one of these cards. So just do an assembly line. You get 20 cards and envelopes in a full pack. So you're going to have plenty to, you know, keep going and make some more other cards. Okay, now this one is popped up higher than this one and that one, of course. So we have 3 different dimensions on this card. Now, if you flip it over, you can see there's a couple that are a little bit longer. So we're just going to trim those off so it lines up nicely with the bottom of the card. Just like that. All right, now it's up to you what you want the outside to say. I'm not sure what everybody needs for sentiments, but let me grab the stamp set so you can see all your choices, or you can choose your own. Rainbow of Happiness has a tiny little thank you. You make this world a better place. You make me happy. So this one I think I'm just going to leave on the outside because that thank you is too small and these are just not the right size. Although I think this one would work, a little something to brighten your day. But like I said, I'm just going to do this one and I'll just stamp on the inside. And I'm going to use this one that just has those little lines here. I think this one's really cute. And then I'm going to use the larger one. And you guys, I've played around with this set a lot, and I think the easiest way to stamp it for this rainbow is to use the largest on the, or I should say the largest first, and then work your way to the inside. So I'm going to start with my words being fresh freesia, and we'll just put this in the middle of the card, and hopefully my head isn't in the way again. And then the next one, I think we will do the lighter color, which is pale papaya. And these are both in colors that were here last year. They were introduced last year at this time. So these are good for another year. And this one will be just one shade lighter than the pale papaya. And then just kind of center it as best as you can and go in the middle there. Now, isn't that cute? So there we have it, just a very basic, simple one. And like I said, you have all these pieces left, so you can just keep rearranging, and or even you can go one larger on the outside, like I said. But just a very simple card, and I just wanted to share that with you because, like I said, today's the last day for this class to go. So if you're interested, please email me, and I will send you the link so you can get all signed up and let me know what you'd all like. I ended up staring at this card and there was just something else it needed. So I did go ahead and add a sentiment on the lower right hand side. You can see that I stamped it in pale papaya ink. So I hope you can see this a little bit better in this photo. The next card I want to share with you is using the note card base again. And we're just going to fold on that score line. These are pre-scored, which is really nice. Makes it even faster and easier. And once these are scored in half, the size of this card is actually 5 inches by 3.5 inches, just to give you an idea. All right, we are going to use some of these mini pieces that are left over from those 3 cuts that we made. And before we start adhering those, we're going to take a piece of basic white cardstock, and I cut this down to 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. Means I just took about 1/4 inch off this dimension. All right, so let's start with the pale papaya color this time. And we are going to adhere these without dimensionals and just put them straight flat on this little piece of cardstock. And this is just another way to use up all these pieces because you get so many when you cut out. And I'm just going to give you some more ideas of what to do with them and how to use up more of your note cards that come in the set. All right, the next size I think we're going to use, and by the way, I'm going to use all the sizes this time. So I'm trying to find, there's the next size. We'll use them soft succulent. There's not really a rhyme or reason to match them up, just try to make them symmetrical, like that. Then let's go with the fresh freesia. I'm gonna miss this paper. I really do like this because this pansy petal pack has a lot of the in colors that we had that were new this past year. And then we have one more to go, and that will, actually we don't. We only have 3 colors. I was gonna add one more. I guess I could, but I think I want to use 3 different colors. What do you think? Should I add one more? All right, let's just go for it. Let's do 4, even if one repeats. But you could do this with 3 again. All right, the next thing we're going to do is take the scallop contour dies, and I'm so happy these are carrying over, so no worries on not being able to get this. And I just chose the size that was the closest to this piece because now we're going to die cut this out. So hold tight while I place this, and I'm actually going to aim for the left side and the bottom side rather than in the center of this because I want to get as much of the rainbow as I can. So I'll place it about right there and hold tight, and I will be right back. All right, let me move some of this away here. Now for this one, look at how cute that turned out. See how we have the scalloped edges, and it's going to leave a little bit of interest here around the edges. Now we're gonna set that aside, and we are going to stamp with this teeny tiny little stamp that says thank you, and I'm gonna choose the largest cloud for this one. It fits pretty nice in here. It's so tiny and cute, and it's going a little bit too high. So that's the beauty of two sides to a basic white cardstock. You just try again on the second side. That looks a lot better. All right, now let's add this to our card. What we're gonna do is we're going to put one of these down with a small dimensional, which I still have my little stash here that I can trim away. It's just the edge of the dimensionals, the part that I said don't throw these away. All right, let's go right here, and then this one we're going to use the larger the foam strip because it gives it more of a pop, and I'm just going to rip that off and put it on the back side of this, and this cloud will come out a little bit farther than the other one, and we're actually going to stack it. And we'll kind of even go into the rainbow a little bit. All right. Let me move this one down just a little bit. Just overlap them a little bit. All right, then we're gonna flip the whole thing over, and let me grab a strip of this. Just put these on all four corners. And like I said, I like to use the product that I put in with the class, and really for this class, I think it looks better when you pop things a little bit higher. And because we're not putting too many layers on the card, it's gonna go through the postage meter fine with one stamp. One of my customers asked me if these envelopes will make it through the mail, and it definitely will. It's plenty of, the size is plenty big to go through the postage meter. Let me flip on that side. All right, we're just gonna add this like this. There's our second card. The next card I'm going to share with you is not using the note cards, but I just wanted to show you something that we made in my Creative You class. I know I talk about these every month, but remember, Creative You is a group of 3 projects that I do every month. And this is one of the cards that we made for April. So if you would have put a $35 order or more in, and use the host code, which I always publish here. And if this code ever does not work, whatever I have posted up here, just go to my blog, and I always have the correct one on the right side. There is a changeover day, and sometimes it's different each month. So just the blog is the most current host code, but usually this one is right as well. But anyway, Creative You, the 3 projects we made consisted of 3 different stamp sets, and this was one of them that we did with the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. And this is just done on crumb cake. And so anyone that ordered and used the host code got 3 kits mailed to them for free, and that's my way of saying thank you. So I had all the pieces, and all you had to do was stamp and assemble. Now if you didn't have this stamp set, you could kind of get by because most of this was die cut for you. The only thing you would have been missing is the white rainbow, and then I even put on the inside. So that's just another inspiration for you if you want to take part in this class to go. Now back to my Creative You. If you want to get in on May's projects, you just need to order by May 10th and $35 or more plus the host code, and then I will send you the projects that we make in May. It's usually about the second week of May that I ship out those of you who are doing this online, but if you live in Phoenix or in the near area, feel free to get a hold of me and let me know that you would like to attend in person, and I'd love to have that happen so I can give you more instructions if that interests you. Here again are the 3 projects that I have for you today, and I hope that you'll consider that class. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we will catch you next week again, Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Arizona time. Bye-bye, everyone.